Did you know, or have you ever thought about the idea that getting wealthy, getting rich, making six figures, high six figures a year, even beyond that, it all starts up here. It all starts in the mind. So today I'm here to persuade you that the money is just a byproduct of the mindset. So actually, the money, the financial freedom, starts in the mindset. And so we're going to talk about that today in this quick video, I guess, that's going to be called, Think Rich to Get Rich. And so I want you to understand that when you talk, okay, so have you ever had a conversation with a rich person? All right. So there are some things that rich people talk about, think about, respond to that the average person don't, right? There are some things that are important to the rich that are not important to the poor and the middle class. And there are some things that are important to the poor and the middle class that's not really important to the rich. Things like, I don't know, credit scores. You don't hear the rich talk about credit scores, right? Right, because that's a poor and middle class grading system. Whereas the rich would probably use something called a financial statement where it's going to go through a breakdown of their assets and their liabilities and the cash flow. You don't hear the rich talk a lot about saving money. It's not something the rich talk about because they know that money in the bank is dead. They also know that money is a tool that needs to be used to get more what? Money. So today we're going to talk about, how to think rich, how everything starts in your mind, and then it moves into your actions, right? So your beliefs should create actions that give you the results. I call it BAR, B-A-R. So beliefs, action, results. If you guys want to write that down, I'll write it for you real quick. I call it the BAR principle, and that's beliefs, actions, and then R for results. So your beliefs should create some actions. Those actions should give you the results that you want to experience. So, all right, let's go ahead and dive into it. And so beliefs, action, results, write that down, make a note. That'll help you that as you go on your success and finance journey. But I'm going to cover a few things. And if you understand the point I'm trying to make with this, and if you begin to utilize this, I promise you it'll change your life. It'll be beneficial to you. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So I don't know, I guess the idea of thinking thinking rich before you actually become rich. So in order to do that, you have to first understand that time does not equal money. Time is infinitely more valuable than money. So the first thing I need you to do is forget the erroneous thought that the only way you make money is by selling time. So most of you believe that time equals money, means that you can sell, or you should be able to sell this time to get paid. Usually that's found on a job in terms of getting getting a paycheck. Found on a job, collecting a paycheck. Most of you live by this principle that time equals money. So every time you need extra money, you think about, where's the time that I can sell? So when you think about getting more money, you think about getting an extra job, picking up more hours, stuff like that. And I've done it too, so I understand it. So you believe that time equals money, and that's not true. The wealthy believe that money should equal time. I should make money and get my time back. You guys believe you can sell your time to get money, or you should sell your time to get money, while the wealthy mindset says, I should be able to make money and buy back my time. So for the poor and the middle class mindset, time is the value. And for the rich and the wealthy, for the poor and the middle class, money is the value. For the rich and the wealthy, time is the value, because we're here for a limited amount of what? Time. Money's going to come and go. This you can never replace. So you got to forget the idea, or get away from the mindset or the thought process that time is equal to money, or time should always equal money, and it's not the case. So understand that, and if you get this right, then you're one step closer to thinking rich to get rich. And here's another one. for a lot of you, right? You believe erroneously that there's a such thing as job security. Now, if you tell somebody this who's been working a job all their lives, they're going to fight you and bite you because they don't want to be wrong. Because if a person who's worked their lives on a job for 30, 40 years, and then you show up and tell them there's no such thing as job security, then that's going to blow them away. They really have to admit that they've wasted a lot of years working on a job, trying to give themselves the best life. And then you show up and say, hey, there's no such thing as job security. We're not looking to stay on jobs for 40 years. And they're going to, I've had this happen to me. They're going to be blown away because all they've ever known is trade time for money and to believe that there's such thing as job security. So I'm here to tell you there's no such thing as job security. And as long as you understand that, I promise you to change your life. So there's no such thing as job security, whether it's, I could just name a few, immigration, the internet, processes, and AI, systems, all different sorts of technology, people that are overworked, people that are given two job assignments as opposed to one. Companies will fire you, pass your work to Samantha, and Samantha makes the same amount of money, but now has to do your job, or Samantha's going to be out of a job. So a lot of things are happening where people are losing their jobs are not safe and secure, and people need to understand that so you don't get trapped, right? So again, this is all working on the mindset. Stop believing that time should equal money. Get that out of your mindset. Also, stop believing that there's a such thing as job security. There's no such thing as job security. Your job is not safe under any circumstance. It's not safe. It is never safe, and it never will be safe. Got it? Good. Okay, as long as you understand that, then you understand that you should be working towards creating income without needing a job, right? So if your job is your only source of income, and I just told you that no job is safe and secure, you should be worried. You should be concerned. You should be seeking opportunity. You should be asking the question, well, now that I understand that no job is safe and secure, I'm not going to count on this job. So how am I going to make money when I'm not at work so I don't have to rely on this job? And so you need to understand that. And so that kind of hints at what I'm going to talk about next, which is a lot of you get in trouble because you have one income source. One income source. If you have one, you essentially have none. So a lot of you, you get in trouble because you have one source of income and you rely on that. In fact, you build your whole life around that one source of income. All of your expenses are paid through that income. All of your fun and activities are carried out via that income. If you want to take a vacation, it's got to come out the paycheck. If you want to buy a new car, it's got to come out of the paycheck. You want to get a home, it's got to come out of the paycheck. You want to buy yourself something nice, go on a date, hang out, do something different. All of it's going to come out of the paycheck. So if the paycheck funds your entire lifestyle, now you got a real problem because there's no such thing as job security, which means you could be doing great today and stressed out tomorrow with no income source. So I would advise you to get away from the mindset, drop the thought that one income source is enough. And my advice is to look for a minimum of 3 income sources. If you do that, then you would always be in a better position than someone who just relies on job security and continues to trade their time for money. My advice to you, create another source of income that does not include you selling your time. Does that make sense? If you can make money, let's say you make $50,000 a year, right? Not a whole lot. But that $50,000 a year cost you, it's going to hurt your feelings, 2,000 hours of your life just to make the 50K. And that's not even real because after taxes, you probably take home about 40K, still cost you 2,000 hours of your life, right? Because there's a net and a gross. We both know how that works, right? So that's a net, but it drops down to a gross. Everything else stays the same. The cost of living stays the same. Your rent stays the same. Your mortgage stays the same. Car payment stays the same. Nothing else drops except your paycheck numbers. I'm just saying, right? So 2,000 hours of your life to make 40K. My thing is, hey, what if you can make the same 40K working 1 hour a day? So now you go from 2,000 hours a year to 1 hour a day, working 5 days a week. What is that? Maybe 200? I don't know the math. I don't want to mess it up. But now you're doing, instead of 2,000 hours per year, now you're doing 1 hour per day, and then making the same amount of money, and probably more, because there's no cap on your money over here. So if you create another source of income that does not require your time, then it doesn't matter how little you work. You can make more money working way less. So for instance, right, so in my middleman business, I might come, or I'll give you just a quick example of how this works, because I've had people message. By the way, you can screenshot this. Go ahead and get it. All right. So show you real quick why I like the middleman business and why I like the model. And this just works for me. It doesn't have to be something you do. I'm just giving you an example. So what I do is I do middleman math, right? So I do, we can call it middleman math, right? So here's what I do. I find a customer, right, for whatever service I choose. So whatever service industry you want to get into, it could be website design. I have students who do website design. It could be home cleaning. I have students who do home cleaning. In fact, I want to call some of these out because I got so many of these. Let me open my laptop so I can just go through a few of middleman industries that I like. Just call a few out. You can like them or not like them. It's up to you. But I have students in all of these, so I just want to call some out, and then I'll show you an example. So I have students who do home cleaning, moving service, website design, painting professionals, graphic design, cabinet installation, pressure washing, window cleaning, TV mounting, lawn care, photography, printing, mobile detailing, appliance repair, pool cleaning, garage cleaning, tree cutting, roofing, vehicle tinting, commercial cleaning, landscaping, phone repair, computer repair, plumbing, video editing. Did I say weddings? I have students who do weddings, students who do bounce houses, students who do DJing. I got so many. I try to keep track of everybody, and obviously I can't because there's so many, but basically all you do is you choose what industry you want to get into, right? So for me, I'm going to do this example based on one of my really good students. She's going to be in website design, right? So we're going to do website design. It's going to be from my girl, Vanessa, get well soon. So she's going to be in website design. So here's how her middleman math is going to work with her business. She'll be able to come over, right? This is website design. So she's got a customer. She's got an ISP, that's an independent service pro. And then she's got her, right? So we'll put DC for deposit commission. This is what she's going to make off of every transaction. So let's look at it, right? So website design. So a customer's going to show up, contact her or contact her website and say, hey, I need to get a website done, right? And so these are hypothetical numbers, but the average really good website's about 2,500. So she could come in, and let's keep it smaller. Instead of 2,500, let's just say, 1,200. Let's cut it in half. 1,250. Right? Even though we know they cost more, but just giving you a small example. So customers can come to her, and if she's watching, she knows. Customers will come to her and say, hey, I need to get a website built. And then she could say, hey, I'll build that website for $1,250, right? And then the customer is going to say, perfect. Now the ISP that she's doing business with, the independent service pro, which is the actual website designer, this is the person who's actually going to do the work, not Vanessa, right? So they're going to come to her and say, hey, I'll do the website. So the customer's going to come and say, I need a website built. She's going to say, perfect, we'll build it for you. Here's what it's going to cost you. The ISP, the service pro, is the one who's actually going to design the website for you and build the website for the customer. So the ISP says, hey, I'll do that website. I'll do that thing for $850. Right? So what's the difference? $1,250 minus $850, that's a $400 deposit commission. So right away, she made $400 in probably 5 or 10 minutes of the call, right? So within 5 or 10 minutes, even less, because the way it's set up, the customer could either book through a phone call with you, text message, email, or they could just book on the website without talking to you at all. And so all of a sudden, she's made a $400 commission. She never left her house, and she's got paid for her website design business. Now, I don't know about you, but making one customer a day at $400 is life-changing. Because if you do that for, let's say you do that only once a day, all of a sudden, you have in a week, that's just working 1 hour a day, just really to promote your business. The rest of the stuff is kind of fully automated, so it does not require you. But $400 for a month, if I'm not mistaken, that's 12 grand, right? So $400 a day for a month is 12 grand. I want to say that's about 144,000 for a year, working 1 hour a day. So I don't know if this excites you. I don't know if it's something you want to do, but it is something I do. I don't do it in the website industry. I do it in a couple of other industries. But just giving you an example based off one of my previous students that this is a good example that can make you a lot of money. And of course, the deposit commission, which is what you take, you don't take the whole $1,250, that goes to the ISP. They pay the ISP. You just take the $400 commission up front. You only take a deposit. That's where you make money. So whatever industry you choose, that's fine. But I just want to show you an example of why you need to stop believing that time equals money, because you can actually make way more money without having to sell all your time. I just proved it. 1 hour a day, right? The way I teach you to market and promote your business, that's all you need, right? And then other than, doing that, you got to understand that your jobs are not safe. Where if your job is not safe, you should be thinking about another way to make money. And if you only have one source of income, you're really in trouble. You should be thinking about multiple streams of income. So if anything happens to your job, and it will one day, then you'll still be able to get yourself paid. So if you have any questions about getting started doing something like this, creating your own middleman business from your own industry, if you know someone who has a service business, that's a fast start for you. Partner with them, bam, grow your business. You're making money day one. If you're somebody and you want to learn more about this and get started, you can email me at middlemanceoinfo@gmail.com. Or if you're a go-getter and you're like, hey, I'm ready to go, you do get to, well, you can go to the website, middlemanceo.com, and there's two choices. You could get the regular masterclass. It costs less than the VIP. It does not come with anything except the online trainings. But if you get the VIP, you get me, right? So I do one-on-one trainings with you. My students can tell you've seen the review videos. But if you get me, you got to be in the VIP. We do one-on-one trainings, group trainings, whatever you need, build your business, get it to the next level. So if that's something you want to do, then reach out and let me know. If you have any questions, email me and let me know. Otherwise, if you just want the link to go ahead and get started, put the word middleman in the comments below. Let's go ahead and get you into the training. Let's go ahead and build your business. Don't sit back and wait on bad things to happen. I always say take the money out of the bank, because that's a terrible idea just to leave it there. You don't have to take all of it. Take some money. Do what you got to do. Invest in yourself. Swipe that credit card. Do whatever you got to do to create wealth for yourself, right? So, all right, guys, I got to go. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Welcome to the channel. Again, the most important thing is change the way you think about money so you can become financially free. All right, peace.